Khan, all praise to the Most High. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, all praises, and all glory unto the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh. And I do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Right? It's your brother Washanya with the Church of WFI Little Rock, coming back with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Hamashiach Yahushai. Right? And as you can see by the title, we're going to be going into winter storm madness, frenzy, and fear, right? Winter storm madness, frenzy, and fear, right? Because when you look out into the world, you check social medias, you check the news, all you see is mayhem, man. All you see is utter madness and chaos going on right now, January 25th, 2026, man. It's absolute madness that's going on in the earth, man. Right? And today we're going to be talking about it, going through the scriptures, the precepts, also pulling up some videos and some clips to show, man, we are living emphatically in the very last days, man. And we have to be getting our act together. We have to be watching the signs that the Most High is giving to his elect, because we know that salvation is nigh, man. We know that the day of Yahweh's return is drawing very, very near, man. Right? And that's what the servants are going to be doing in the last days. If you're not excited about what's going on, then you're not in the right spirit, right? Your average American, people who really don't care about what's going on in the world, what are they doing today, man? They're getting ready for the playoffs, man. The Super Bowl, right? I don't even know who's playing in the playoffs, man, right? I'm too busy looking at what's going on via geopolitics, right? I'm looking at what Donald Trump is doing, looking at all the threats that Iran has been issuing out, which they've been doing for, the Most High knows how long, right? I'm looking at what Benjamin Netanyahu is doing, right? I'm looking at what the governor and the mayor over in Minnesota are talking about, man, because that is what is important. Paying attention and watching these signs unfold, not cracking open the cold one, kicking your feet up, smoking your blunt, and watching the damn New England Patriots, man, right? No one gives a damn about that, man. Real life things are transpiring right now. People are getting murdered, shot down in the streets like dogs, right? You got your president, the commander in chief, he's pretty much the new Gestapo, man, right? The Nazis are back in a real way, man, right? The Nazis are back in a real way, right? Like I said, we're in the midst of a winter storm, a so-called winter storm. They were really hyping it up via the social medias and stuff like that. And what did people do? They lose their minds, man. This is the problem with our people. We are too quick to feed into the lies and to the BS that we are told, man. Right? You go to these grocery stores, right? And like I said, I got clips, I got videos, man. You go to these grocery stores, your Walmarts, your Aldis, your Krogers, empty, man. Shelves, desolate, right? People are losing their minds, man. And these are just signs, man. These are signs that the Most High is giving his chosen people, man. He's giving his elect signs to know, look, when you're in the fourth quarter, just endure a little bit longer, right? Just keep going. Keep praying, keep repenting, keep fasting, keep reading, keep watching, right? Matter of fact, that's where we'll start. Let's get the book of Mark. All right, let's go to the book of Mark, chapter 13, right? And shalom to everybody that's tuning in and that will tune in, Lord willing, right? This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, and I'm going to start at verse number 35, right? This is what Yahweh Shai said. This is red letter, the words of Christ. Mark chapter 13 and verse 35. So that means if you are a believer and a follower of Christ, you have to take heed to his words. He says, I will liken a wise man unto those that actually hear his words and do his words, man. Right? That's Matthew, the 7th chapter, right? But reading on, Mark 13 and verse 35. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning. See, Yahweh Shai said, watch, pay attention. Is he talking about watch the NFL, the playoffs, right? He's talking about watch baddies. He's talking about watch power, right? Hey, look, do what you will with your past time, but your main priority, your main focus should be watching the signs that the Most High has given us via the prophets, the prophecies, man. We have to be watching what they said is going to be coming to pass in the times that we're living in, right? He said, watch ye therefore, for you know not when the master of the house cometh. And who is the master? That's Yahweh Shai. We don't know when he's coming. He himself doesn't even know when he is coming. He said only the Father in heaven knows that day, man. So we have to be paying attention. If Yahweh Shai said, look, I don't even know when I'm coming. So you better be ready. Because as soon as I get the decree, look, I'm coming like a thief in the night, whether you're ready or whether you're not. Reading on. He said at even or at midnight. So when the sun go down, maybe in the middle of the night, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, man, before the morning, or as soon as the day dawn, man. You don't know when Yahweh Shai is going to return. Verse 36, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. So that is one of Yahweh Shai's chief messages, is for us to be watching in these last days, man. There's so much going on. So much going on, whether it be in the United States, whether it be somewhere across the map. There is a lot going on that is Bible prophecy. So we must be watching. Let me get another precept. All right. Let's go to the classic in the book of 2nd Ezra. All right. We're going to go to 2nd Ezra chapter 9. We're going to read it from the top. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse number 1. And it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time where the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So how are you going to see, right? It says, see the signs pass. How are you going to see the signs pass if you're not watching, if you're not paying attention? You're sleeping. You're not going to know what's going on if you're not watching, right? He said, if you're watching, then you're going to see these signs coming to pass, and then you're going to understand that this is the very same time where the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. What does it mean God is going to visit the world which he made? Is he going to come down from the third heaven, right? When the Bible say, the scriptures say that the earth is his footstool, right? Is he going to come down, right? And knock on your door and say, hey, knock, knock, who's there, man? It's me. Is that what the Lord is going to do, man? No. The Lord is visiting the world through his judgments. Let me prove that. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Let's go to the Psalms. Chapter 9 and verse number 16. This is the Psalms, chapter 9 and verse 16. It reads, Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executes. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands, man. So that's how the Lord makes himself known, is through his judgments. So when he's visiting the world, he's doing that through his judgments, man. Right? And we see his judgments on display right now. Man, look, like for instance, I talk about it. I've been talking about it since I've seen it, right? Because when you see stuff like this that is abnormal, which is far from the norm, things that you only see on Grand Theft Auto, you got to speak on it, man. Right? You have to speak on it. Let me get a quick precept, because the death toll in Iran is still going up because they have protests, they're having riots, and the government is having to lay them down because they're trying to overthrow the government, right? You have ICE here in America murdering people in the streets. You still got the Ukrainian-Russian war still going on. The casualties still going up, right? Israel is still committing full-on genocide over there in Palestine. It's still going on. When these things happen, you have to speak on it, because these are the signs in which the Most High has given us to understand that he is visiting the world. All right, let me get Amos, and then we're going to go back to 2nd Esdras. Right? Let's go to the book of Amos, chapter 3. Right? This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, and verse number 6. It reads, "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it?" So he's letting you know, man, God is the one that's doing this. These are his judgments, right? In the book of Proverbs, I'm going to roughly paraphrase it. He said that I think it's Proverbs chapter 16, as a matter of fact. In Proverbs 16, God said that he has made all things for himself, even the evil for the day of destruction. Let me get it real quick. I don't want to butcher it. Because what we see right now is straight up evil, man. It's a lot of evil going on, right? And Yahushua said, because because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 4. It says, "The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil." So the Most High is the one that created the wicked for the day of evil, which is the day of judgment, man. And who was that wicked? Esau, man, the Edomites. They're the ones that are perpetuating all of the wickedness that you see on this earth right now, man. Literally, show me destruction, show me chaos, show me death, and I'm going to show you an Edomite that's behind it, man. Right? But the Lord has set it up like that. But again, Amos chapter 3 and verse number 6. "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it?" So people should be afraid and should be taking heed to the sound of the trumpet. Because in the days of old, in the times of antiquity, we would have watchers, right? We would have watchmen on the tower looking to see if there was any threat coming to harm the people, coming to invade the kingdom, man. And whenever we seen the threat, we would blow the trumpet and give the sound of the warning, man. And that trumpet is being blown every time you see the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, every time you tap into a live stream, right? Every time you get on social media and you see the brews telling the people what time it is, that is the trumpet being blown, right? Reading on. And it says you should be afraid when you hear the trumpet, man. So you should be increasing in the fear of the Lord in these last days and repenting more. But reading on to verse number 8, or verse 7 rather, it says, "Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets." And that's why you see God doing stuff now, because the secret is out, man. The messengers have been given a message, right? Been warning the people for decades, right? Decades prophesying about what is on the earth right now, right? Telling the people, what's happening right now. You can see it on your social medias. You can see it on the news. This has been foretold, man, for centuries, for decades, man, right? That's why the Lord is doing it. Reading on. It says, "The lion hath roared, who will not fear? The Lord God hath spoken, who can but prophesy," man? So when you see these things, man, you got to say something, man. Especially if you're in tune with the Bible, right? You got to speak on these things, man, because how can you not? What else is there to talk about, right? What else is there other than the destruction of your enemies and the salvation of God's chosen people, right? According to the book of 2nd Esdras, the Lord said that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning, man. So when we see the Most High bringing down Esau's reign, the white man, when we see him tearing him down, that means we're next up. So what else is there to talk about, man, for real? When we are so close to getting out of here, so close to finally being at peace, so close to finally being at rest and reigning over these other nations with our Lord Yahushua, man, in righteousness, right? Because only when Esau falls will everybody finally be at ease. Will we finally be at rest, right? You will never find satisfaction, any type of real pleasure. I'm not talking about sensual pleasure. I'm talking about real pleasure. You will never have that type of feeling until Esau is taken out of the way. So what else is there to talk about in these last days, man? Right? Let me go back to that book of Second Ezra, the book of Second Ezra, all right, chapter 9, and we're gonna pick up at verse number 3. It reads, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world," are we not seeing that? Literally, is this not all over your feed? Uproars and earthquakes of the so like earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the end of Esau's kingdom manifest. And it's going to manifest its way through earthquakes. These earthquakes, on one hand, on one level, you got, seismic activity, right? Cat 5s and stuff like that. And on another level, those earthquakes represent bombs, man. Bombs hitting the earth and causing the earth to quake, right? That will pick up in a major way, right? And also at this very same time, you see uproars of the people in the world dissatisfied with the state of their government, right? Whatever's going on with the politics, right? They are upset, they are mad. And like I said, I got clips, I got footage, man, to show we are living in crazy times. Let me get one more scripture before I get this little footage, right? Let's go to the book of Second Timothy, the classic, Second Timothy chapter 3 and verse number 1. And it reads this: "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." Wow. Perilous times are here. This is how you know we're in the last days, man. Out of the Apostle Paul's mouth. Right? Let's look up that definition of the word perilous, right? Perilous. And this is via Oxford Dictionary. It says full of danger or risk. Full of danger or risk. That's the time we're living in, man. We're living in times that are full of danger. It's a dangerous thing to go outside, man. A dangerous time to stand on what you believe in, right? People are getting murdered, executed for exercising their rights. I thought we had rights in this country. Apparently, that's been a lie, and we've known it to be a lie, right? But without further ado, let's show you what's going on within this society, right? This dystopia, right? So I'm gonna play a few clips, right? We're gonna start off with the execution, and I got the footage, man. I got the footage. Lord willing, they don't strike our channel down, right? But so this was going on in Minnesota. In case you haven't seen, man, they killed this man like it was an execution, right? Execution style, man, right? But I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. All right. So this is the man, right? He's in the middle of the street. You know. They're protesting. ICE over there just they don't care, man. Man, woman, child. If you were in the way, you're getting brutalized out there, man. Right? You can see Seesaw in the background yelling, hooping, and hollering. See that? Now he's laid out. Right? Now he's laid out, man. Now he is laid out. He was trying to protect whatever woman he was with, right? Next thing you know, you got 6 ICE agents on top of him, right? Fair use, right? You got 6 ICE agents on top of him. They said that he had a gun. From footage that I've seen, from photos that I've seen, they actually confiscated the weapon before they executed him. That's just what I seen. But I mean, they had already been pepper sprayed, right? So I mean, man, this is what's going on, man. They had murdered that woman Renee Good, the Edomite Renee Good, right? They had murdered her. They killed a Venezuelan man not long after that, right? So they're operating with complete immunity, man, right? Donald Trump has given the ICE agency complete immunity. They actually can now go into illegals' homes without a judge's warrant, man. The judge no longer has to sign off on the warrant. They can issue a warrant within the agency, man, as long as the so-called illegal is on his final notice of deportation, man, right? So they're going above and beyond the laws that they set up, right? That's why the book of Isaiah, I believe it's the 30th chapter, it says this. Let me get this real quick. See, Esau is the devil, man, but a kingdom divided against itself shall not stand. And that's what we see, man. Esau, in his anger, in his wrath, he's coming down with that great wrath. He doesn't care who you are. You can be an Edomite, a Moabite, an Ammonite, Ishmaelite. If you get in the way of him hunting down the Jakes, hey, man, you get taken out of there too. Right? That's why the Bible say again, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished, man. We see what the Most High is doing out here. All right, let me get this real quick. Let me see. I think it's actually 10. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 10 and verse number 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, right? And it's a grievous thing for them to be able to go up into people's homes without a search warrant, signed off by an actual judge. But they can do whatever they want to do, man. It's their kingdom. But, you know, in the case of this man, I think his name is Alex something, right? In the case of this man, it just goes to show you that, hey, it's a free-for-all, man. It is a free-for-all. And we, as the children of Israel, we have to be circumspect in these last days. And when we see evil, this is what the Lord said in the book of Proverbs, chapter 22. All right, let me get that real quick. Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So the prudent, those that are wise, they see the evil and they hide themselves. Now, does that mean go in a closet, right? Or hide under the kitchen sink, man? Or in the basement or in the attic? No, you have to hide yourself in the secret place of the Almighty, which is these scriptures, right? But the simple, they pass on in ignorance, right? Without knowledge, and they are punished, man. And that's what we see. We're seeing the Most High punishing those that are simple, punishing those that are evil and hate correction, right? But let's get another clip. And as a matter of fact, I seen a comment in this video. You have a Jake, right? Probably a Judite. He said, "Not our fight. Who's enjoying the show?" Right? Not our fight. Who's enjoying the show, man? And on one level, I'm with the brother, man, because it's not our fight, man. Right? They are, of course, they are attacking the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indians. We understand that. We do not condone that. We're against that vehemently. But it's not our fight, man. This is the Most High's fight. We stand back and we do what the Most High wants us to do and obey him, and he will give us the victory, right? But us trying to take it upon ourselves is only going to lead to our demise and our destruction, right? And then you got Edomites all up in the comments talking about, F you, very much our fight. It is a fight for all of us, right? So people are upset, man. People want everybody to join in this fight against this corrupt regime known as a Donald Trump administration. But we're not fools, man. This is the Most High's will, the Most High's doing, right? The Most High had ICE execute that Edomite, man, right? And what is it going to do? It's going to lead to greater uproars, more protests, more violence, man, more bloodshed, because it is the will of the Most High, man, right? I got more clips. I got more footage, man. It's going crazy out here, right? So let's see if this will play. See if this will play right quick. So this is the scene in Minneapolis, right? If you can see it, it looks like a pool of fish, man. It looks like a sea of people. They said it was negative 30 degrees out there, man. And you have the streets full of people, right? Wow. Exciting times that we are in, right? So you see it, right? Man, let me get a precept. We already read in the book of Second Ezra that uproars of the people would be a sign of the end, a sign that is manifest as a token for us so that we could repent, man. Let me get this in the book of Matthew. Matter of fact, let me see something. Matter of fact, let me play this clip first. So I'm gonna play this clip, and hopefully y'all can hear it, because these Edomites are mad, man. This is how you know it has greater parameters or greater it's gonna bring forth greater distress, greater destruction. You know, it's gonna be all out hell breaking loose here. Right? Here we go.
Yes, sir. When is it too much? When is it time to overflow? Where's the line, and when are we done dealing with this? Okay? My question to anyone, including the viewers at home, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? Because if it's not here, how many more people have to die? 5. 5 of my neighbors have to die? 10? How many of my neighbors have to die before you're out here in these streets? How many? How many of us have to be slain in the street by our government like it's some kind of crazy alternate universe? This is not how we were raised. This is not the America we want. How many of our neighbors have to be killed?
Not paid protesting. Rural areas do not understand. This is real.
See, this is not the America that they wanted, man. All praise to the Most High, man. Let's get a Most High hand, man. Hey, the Most High said this in the book of Malachi, man. Right? They thought that Trump was about to make America great again. Hey, man, all praise to the Most High. Malachi, right? Chapter 1 and verse number 4. See, you can't stop God, man. You can't overthrow his counsel. Malachi Con, I think we back. I think we back through the spirit. I think we back through the spirit. Let me know if we still good. Let me know if we still good. Right? Satan, man. Satan is the devil that the Bible speaks of. The Edomites are the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Right? But nevertheless, we're going to pick back up through the spirit. Let me know if you're still good on the sound, Baba Kashad. Right? Satan was messing with the live stream. Right? But nevertheless, getting back into it, you see the Edomites, they're very upset about what's going on right now, man. And it's ultimately God's judgment for what they've done to us. That cup is being passed from us to them, right? Make sure we're good on the sound, right? And that's what's going on. Let me go back to that Revelation and read that one more time, right? Revelation chapter 18, right? Revelation chapter 18 and verse number 7. And it reads, how much she hath glorified herself. This is talking about America, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, right? How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, man, right? So that's what the Most High is giving these nations. Really, Esau. He's giving these nations torment and sorrow. So much of it, man, because of what they've done to his people. Right now, they're living deliciously. They've been glorifying themselves. They've been in the penthouses, in the residential communities, and the gated communities, suburbia, right? They've been having it. But now the Most High is giving them torment and sorrow through his judgments, right? And that's not the only thing that's going on in Babylon the Great, man. We see all hell breaking loose around the world. But let me get this quick precept. Go to the book of Matthew chapter 24. All right. Matthew chapter 24. We're going to read this. Matthew chapter 24 and verse number 3, the classic. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So all throughout the scriptures, the Most High is giving us signs. What is a sign used for? It's used to identify something, right? It reads, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. So that's the first thing he told us, man. Take heed, meaning pay attention, listen closely, that no man deceive you. Why? For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And many do come in the name of Yahushua, right? Via these religions, Christianity, Baptist, Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah's Witnesses, right, etc. These Christians are coming out with these revivals, man, and they're just trying to, get on TikTok and, they're speaking in tongues. They're doing all type of madness, deceiving the masses, deceiving those that are simple, right? And not proving what is the will of the Most High, right? So we have to be careful that no man deceives us, right? And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we're seeing these things happening. We've been seeing wars. We're still seeing it. We've been hearing rumors of war, and we're still hearing it, man. Right? He said, but the end is not yet. And that's why Yahushua hasn't returned yet. Because it's not the end yet. Not everything has been fulfilled yet. This is all leading up to, like I said, that climactic point in the Most High's movie. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And we're seeing this too. We're seeing the kingdom against kingdom. We're seeing the nation against nation. America versus Iran, right? Versus Russia, versus China. Israel versus Palestine versus Iran, right? China versus Taiwan, North Korea versus America and South Korea. We see these things nation against nation, man. The kingdom against kingdom, right? And we're seeing this start to take place as well in America. And he said there should be famines. Now let's touch on that famine, right? Because, like I said, we're in the middle of this winter storm. And man, people have been losing their minds. The storm for us here in Arkansas hit about Friday night, right? But by Friday, look, the stores were already emptied. Shelves just bare, man. I got some footage on that, right? Let me get this real quick. Right? I got photos. So this is a Walmart. And I'm gonna just go through these photos right quick. So you see that? Ain't nothing left but the tissue. Right? But if y'all remember during COVID, during the pandemic, you couldn't find tissue, man. See that? Let's go down. Look at the produce. All the fresh produce gone. Right? Let's keep going. Right? Don't try to get no eggs. And it wasn't like this in just this Walmart, man. It was all the Walmarts. Like I said, Aldi's, right? Your Whole Foods. Man, I'm talking about shelves. Gone, man. And this is over a so-called winter storm, right? And it really was not that bad here, man. It really wasn't bad at all, to be honest. I mean, the snow stopped last night for real. So people doing this over a 2-day winter storm. What's going to happen whenever all hell breaks loose and they cut off the lights, man? When they cut your phone off, right? When they cut your phone off and you don't know what's going on. Where are people going? What's the first thing people are going to do? They're going to go to the stores and they're going to what they be saying? Sam racket or something like that. They going to take it over. They're going to take it over. They're going to take everything. And what's going to happen? Let's get the book of Genesis chapter 47. Because just like in this little storm, it didn't matter if you had money. It didn't matter if you had your EBT card. It just, there was nothing available for you, man. And people are mad as hell about it. People are mad that they can't get what they need to because people, they don't care about anybody else. But that's what Yahushua said would happen. This is Genesis 47 in verse number, let's see where we're going to start. Genesis chapter 47 and verse number 15. And it reads, "And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth." So the money failed in ancient Egypt. What does it mean for the money to fail? It means you have money, but you can't get nothing with it, right? Same thing going on today, right? Over a little storm, right? You can't go. Man, look, people were buying out the whole section of milk. Let me see if I got this, man. Let me see if I got it. I probably don't. But it is ridiculous. Let me see. Yeah, I don't got it, but it's so crazy. I seen people literally have the whole cart, the whole basket filled with just milk cartons, right? And this shows you, man, that people aren't really ready for what's coming in this land, for what's coming to this place, because famine is coming back and cannibalism is coming back, like I said, in a real way. It's about to get treacherous out here, man. So you have to have the heads and protection of the Most High God, man, because a famine is about to hit. And not like this tropical or this little winter storm, right? Not tropical, but winter. Let's go back to that Matthew. Matthew chapter 24 and verse number 8. It says, "All these are the beginning of sorrows." That's the time that we're living in. We're living in the time of the beginning of sorrows. great sorrow, great death, great mourning, like it says in the book of Second Ezra, the 16th chapter, right? And if you have the love of the Most High, you know, if you have the protection that the Most High gives, you're not going to be worried, man. You're not going to be stressing and going through it like everybody else, right? You have to have the faith. You have to have belief and trust in the Most High, right? I'm gonna prove that. But this, let's keep reading. It says, "Then shall they deliver you to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." And this is what's next, the fifth seal, right? That you read about in Revelation, the 6th chapter, right? The fifth seal that will begin the days of great persecution and martyrdom, where the men, women, and children of the Lord, some of them will have to give their lives for the ministry, for the Most High, and for His Son, right? It says, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many." Right? They're going to be saying, look, those guys are nothing but domestic terrorists. They don't have love of God. They don't have love for the neighbors. You know, they're going to paint us out to be real villains. And they're going to deceive many. And many are going to take their side. And the Hebrew Israelites will be public enemy number one, man. Reading on. "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." And that's what we see, man. And it's only going to get worse because these things have to be fulfilled. It's going to get so bad to where they're killing the men of the Lord and they think that they're doing the Most High's work, right? That's what's going to be happening out here, man. And you have to be prepared for that. You have to be mentally prepared and ready for that. Like I said, all these things are for signs to let you know that what's coming. Hey, it's coming, right? I'm going to get one more precept. I'm going to wrap up through the Spirit. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, right? This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 17. And it reads, "And it happened that when I had heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened. And behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters." So this is an angel that's giving a message to the prophet Ezra. Reading on. "And it said, Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh, and to visit them that dwell upon the earth." And again, we know what that visitation is. And these are the days where the Most High is visiting the world, right? It says, "And will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled." So the Lord is coming to inquire about these nations, right? To see what they've been doing to God's chosen. And this is coming when the time of Zion's affliction is fulfilled. Who is Zion? You Israelites. What is the time of our affliction? The time where the Most High has been against us for breaking His commandments via the curses. Eventually, that time of our punishment is going to be fulfilled. I mean, it's going to be done. Right? Our so-called timeout, for lack of better words. You also read about this in the book of Lamentations, the 4th chapter? Yeah, the 4th chapter, right? But reading on, it says, Salakia, and it says, "And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens." What are tokens? Tokens are signs. So God is saying when this world begins to vanish away, what world? Esau's world. This is what we're witnessing. We're witnessing the Edomites, the so-called white men, his world vanishing away. Hell, even they themselves are vanishing away. They cannot, they're dying faster than they're reproducing. Right? How is that? How is that so, man? Whenever they're killing everybody, but yet they themselves are the ones that are dying the quickest. See that? It's because they are vanishing away through the Spirit. It says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then I will show these tokens. Again, the tokens are the signs. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. So one of the signs that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is visiting the world and inquiring what they've been doing is him opening the books. Right? What books? Hey, Genesis through Revelation, man. Genesis through Revelation, the books are open. Because there was a time where the Most High had to close the books. Like he told Daniel, he says, shut up the books and seal it until the time of the end. But in the end, the books are going to be open and we're going to see all together, man. Meaning this vision, the words of the Most High are going to be plain. We're going to see all together, man. We're going to know the end. And that is what the Most High promises. He said, I know my thoughts towards you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end, man. Right? And now we know the end. Reading on, it says, and the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The woman with children, Salakia, the woman with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. Now, is this literally talking about children of a year old speaking with their voices, right? Or women bringing forth children untimely of 3 or 4 months old and them living and being raised up? It's not literal, right? Who is the woman, first of all? What woman? This woman that's bringing forth these children is talking about Israel, right? And the child speaking that is a year old, that's talking about you coming into this truth, you only knowing that you're an Israelite or the truth for a year, and you understanding what's in this Bible. And you're able to speak about it confidently, man. Same thing with those that are 3 or 4 months old, man. You come into this truth 3 years or 3 months, 4 months, and man, look, your Bible knowledge is on a level that surpasses these theologians, right? These teachers in these seminary schools, these bishops and these pastors, man, right? That's what it's talking about. And that's what's been going on. That is what the awakening of the Israelites has been. Been people coming to this truth every single month, every single week, every single day, and they are bringing it out mightily through the Spirit, right? Reading on, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, right? It says, and full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And then this is another sign from the Most High, right? Don't be ignorant of seeing, people going crazy. They're ransacking the grocery stores. They're looting, they're stockpiling, and everything's empty. Hey, that can happen in a literal afternoon, man. In one afternoon, in just a few hours, whole stores can be gone, man. This is a sign for you not to put your trust in these things and to put your trust in the Most High, right? I showed you the photos, man, but this is everywhere that's been dealing with this storm, man. People losing their minds. But like I said, how much more whenever all hell really starts breaking loose, right? Reading on, it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound. When every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. And that's, again, man, these are the times we're going into where people are starting to fight against each other. This civil war that's brewing is only going to escalate. It's only going to get worse. The bloodshed is only going to increase. The Lord and his word, like I said, it's not going to go back to him void. He said it is going to happen. It's going to come to pass. He said 1,000 shall fall at thy right side and 10,000 at thy left. Paraphrasing, right? It's going to be a lot of death in these last days, and we see it brewing, right? We see it about to take place. So we gotta stay girded, stay vigilant, man. But like it said, you know, it said the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So whenever all hell breaks loose, the word, it's not going to be accessible anymore. That's what the spring of the fountains is, the water, right? The living water, that word that you can be clean with. It's not going to be accessible anymore, right? So get it while the getting is good. I mean, we got thousands of videos on our channels, right? The Watchman, W5 Little Rock, the Cold Cuts Resurrected channel, the Watchman for Israel, the main page. We got camps in every city, man. If you want to join, reach out, like tap in, man. It's time to lock in through the spirit, right? Stay girded and stay vigilant through the spirit, man. But Lord willing, this video was edifying to at least one soul. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashima Mashak Yahushai, Kwam Yasharallah, and Shalom.